It's Rick. I'm doing another live painting here. I just put this on. It's a mixture of yellow ochre and burnt umber. Today I'm using up I got so much Winsor and Newton acrylic paint. So that's all I'm using, Winsor and Newton. I got burnt umber, yellow ochre. That's what this is, a mixture of those two. You can see, and it's watered down. This is a very light coat. Yellow, red. I made my own green here. I've got cobalt blue here, and I'm going to try and make my own dark green. I put a little yellow and some blue there. I'm dripping. Uh, White, cobalt blue. I got a little violet here, Winsor violet, and black. This is some kind of pale green. I thought I'd try it out. Maybe like on some groundwork or something. I think I'm gonna do it a little different today. I'm gonna do the mountains first, then a big tree, and then paint the sky around the mountain and the tree. And it really comes out looking pretty cool. Waiting for that to dry a little bit. I guess I can do the mountains first because that won't really affect the mountains too much. I'm going to kind of exaggerate everything on this picture. So I'm using just straight water today to get flow on the paint. Sometimes I use the additive. I thought I had Payne's Gray. I don't. So I'm gonna mix down a little black with some white here, so it's not too black. I'm gonna do the mountains dark, and I'm just gonna design some cool mountains here. Uh, right off the bat here. Maybe not so pointy today. I kind of ruined my horizon. I made it. I didn't want to make it that high. I wanted to bring it down, but that's okay. Uh, I'll just have to do a lot of work down here now. Uh, Maybe I'll put in maybe a valley down there. There we go. That looks pretty good. You can see what I did. I tried to, with my underpaint, I tried to swipe it in towards the middle. So it might help me when I put the clouds up there to draw these clouds uh, from the front so it looks like they're going back. But this is the first painting of the new year. So I thought I'd do a live with the Winsor Newton paint to see how good I can get this thing to look with Winsor and Newton. think I'm going to try that green that I told you about. It's called pale olive. Okay. And I guess now that I got all this to work with, I'm going to have to, I want to design some kind of river, I guess. Or a trail. Maybe we'll do a trail. Just a trail going up into the mountains there. Like a foot trail. Yeah, that'll work. That looks good. All right, so I'll keep the earth tones going. This is a little burnt umber and yellow ochre. I'm just gonna darken this up a little more here with that color. Get a little titanium white for way in the back there. I'm going to try that pale green right here now. I've never used it, so I'm just going to lay it in there. I'm going to block this in with that color. I'm just going to fill it in with the green. And then I'll add some darker colors to it here in a second. Maybe bring it through the trail here, like at an angle here. I'm just trying to establish my colors I want down here. You try a little yellow with it, way in the back, just to get a different color on the back edge. Straight yellow, just mixing in. Wow, that looks really cool. Makes it turn into a nice glowing green color. You see that? I'm going to put some of that yellow back here now. I'm not rinsing my brush off good enough because there's still black on it. I just glazed that with some yellow to get some different tones in there. Oh, that light's really bright, huh? There we go. That light was really shining on there. Get a little back on there. Just a little. There we go. This is that pale green. I'm going to try some of the green I made now. It's the blue and yellow mixture. Cobalt blue. We'll get some darker grass going on here. It looks really good. Looks really good on top of that underpaint, that golden color. Cool. I like it. We'll put some hills in there. I'm just almost done. I just want to get this section done down here, which I'm going to make it grab a larger brush. That brush was too small. More just burnt umber. So a little burnt umber down here. I think I want to make some of that trail dark with this burnt umber. And now I'm going to grab some yellow ochre. And back into the burnt umber. Just have some dirt down here. Looks pretty good. I'm liking it. So I got a number 10 filbert brush. I'm going to make some bushes here and try and do a big tree real quick. So I'm going to mix some of my blue and try and make some dark green. So here's my blue. I think I want to try this yellow ochre. Mix the yellow ochre in that blue. And I want to make quite a bit of it because I'm going to have a lot of bushes. Let's see what kind of green I get. That's a cobalt blue and yellow ochre. It's almost like a grayish green. Let me add a little yellow to it now to brighten it up a little bit. It's almost like an army green. Let's put a little black in it because I want to use it for dark tree and bushes, and then I'll lighten all that stuff up. There we go. Alright, that's the color I'm going to use for the bushes. Thought I misplaced my brush. All right, so let's start out with some trees. Uh, we're going to have a trail coming down here. So what I'm going to do, let's put some distant trees back here coming down from here, like at an angle. You can either brush it in or tap it in to get different heights. Bring it down like this, then maybe bring it up a little over here. So it looks like they're going off into the distance there. We'll have that trail come right underneath those trees. I like that. Now I want to have the same thing here going this way though. We'll have trees in here following that trail going back that way and then getting smaller over here. Getting larger as it comes this way. So that trail is going to come down there, then in front of these trees. Very good. So what I'm going to do now is put a bush here and put some tall trees over here. Just stamp in some cool bushes here. Let's bring them kind of down at an angle into the dirt. And then take your brush and just at the very bottom, pull a little bit of the color into the brown here. Just a little. That'll make some kind of dark grass down there. I'm just showing you some of my tips I do. If you end up liking them, you can do it. Now take a little white on your the tip of your brush, just a little white, and take your brush at the bottom of where the bushes are, so you get a sense of where the bottom of the bushes are, and then just blend it in because it'll soak in to the green. I just do it because it helps the bushes come out. I can see them better at the bottom. It's time to run a big tree up over there. I want to do I didn't leave enough room here. I should have stopped that a little sooner. Maybe I can make them skinny, but I wanted them to go up into the sky here. probably only going to be able to fit one big tree there. Let's see what happens. Maybe if I keep it skinny. Keep it really skinny, maybe. No, it's only going to fit one in there. Well, that's all right. I'll make this look good, this one tree. I kind of like it. I'm going to put another long branch under here. I'm getting a glare on that tree. A little bit. Doesn't that look cool? The dark color. I like that dark color on the way it looks on the sky there. Doesn't that look cool? We're 20 minutes into the painting, and I've pretty much got the layout almost done. I know I'm going to have a pathway coming around here, and it's going to end up going behind that tree now, unless I cut it down here and then whip it in front here. Things can change pretty easy. Wow, I kind of like that tree. That looks awesome. I like the way these trees are going off into the distance, and these are going down that way. That's the first time. I bought my coffee. I get my coffee after I got off of work at Uptown Espresso. Here in Seattle, we got one right here in Magnolia. I pretty much go there almost every day after work. Got to get my mocha. All right, I'm liking that. If you've never used an underpaint before, give it a try. It really makes the painting look a lot richer. The colors look richer. This is Winsor & Newton acrylic paint. Look at that. That looks amazing for Winsor & Newton acrylic. Doesn't it? I'll show you what I did yesterday. It came out amazing. I took a little bit of my dark color over here, and I added a little more blue to it because I started out with the cobalt blue, right? Added a little more blue, and then this is the color I'm going to use to highlight this, and then I added some white to it, just a little titanium white for let me move it over here, and I'm going to use this color to highlight the tree now. It's just like a greenish gray. Let me get a smaller fan brush. So that fan brush I used here was a oil brush. Okay, it was a number 8 oil brush, and you can adjust your branches if you want. Uh, let's try this color here, and I'll highlight this tree. See how it comes out. I'm gonna just do it like I usually do it on the right side first. Very small touches, and kind of imagine where the branches are in here, and go from the middle of the trunk is about here, and go to the right and tap very lightly so you get more branches in there. Okay, you're gonna have to pick out your branches here, maybe mimic these over here. Just like that. I'll put some bushes down here. I think I'm gonna highlight uh, some of these out here because they're kind of hanging out into the light. Just like that. We'll leave a little bit of it at dark in the shadow there. Okay. I'm going to lighten this up a little more with white. Just use your brush, just put a little more white in there. And let's highlight these bushes here. I think I got too much paint on here. Some kind of bushes there. If you get your liner brush, I'll use white so it shows up better, but you could come in here and put some twigs underneath these bushes. Kind of standing funny. Try and make them small so it skinny, I mean. So it looks like there's you can see the branches underneath going up. That looks pretty good. Since I got my liner brush out, let's see if this is dry enough. We'll put some kind of twigs going up. Very good. I'll do a few, but that's it. I'll do that at the end of the video. That's looking pretty good. What do you think, guys? Let's put a point up there. Wow. I really like this. I'm gonna take some of this color here and add a little more white to it. It's almost a grayish color now, light gray. Adding more white to lighten it up. I'm gonna try and use this color on my trail back there. I want to get the trail started so you can see it. Yeah. Now you can kind of see it a little bit, what I'm planning on doing. Doesn't that look cool now? Let's see the trail coming down. It's looking pretty good. I haven't even done the mountains yet. Wow. I'm slowing down in my old age. A year older. You can almost see the way I painted in that underpaint. You can kind of envision stuff in there. Doesn't that kind of look like some clouds in there? It does to me. I did this a little opposite. I usually put this color back here and then the green down here. So I kind of flipped it today. But I like that green. I didn't want it to be too bright back there. I'm thinking right now. I mean, the only way I designed this, that all I can do is put this one tree here, and I can fit something in here. That's all I can do. Since I'm painting on the fly, you gotta kind of do what you can do, you know. I'm just gonna put. I want that trail coming here, so I'm gonna put some bushes coming down here at an angle. Pull that color to the left underneath to get some groundwork going underneath the bushes. Kind of standing funny, but all right. I'll probably bring that trail down here, and then maybe out here. That's what's going to happen now. And I can run let's put a, let's try birch tree up there. Did you think I was going to say that? Did you think I was going to say let's put a birch tree up there? So I got a wet brush here, and I'm going to have it go up through the painting, maybe leaning in just a little, all the way out. Okay, good. So I'm going to start my second branch above the mountain so I don't have anything, whoops, coming across the mountain there. So maybe just Ying off like that. And then we could have a small branch coming off there into the sky. There we go. That's going to look good. I'm going to have the bushes in front of the tree here, so the tree is going to be on that side of the bushes. Let's let that dry for a second, then I'll put some white on it. What I think I'm going to do today is put a little blue in the white, so it has like a bluish, instead of a bright white, it has like a little bluish tint to it, like the color of the bushes down here. It's looking pretty good now. I like painting on the fly like this because you can do whatever you want. I'm not following a picture. Believe it or not, it's harder to follow something. But if you do it like your own way, it's a lot easier. You don't have to, like if I was trying to copy a tree, for some reason it ends up looking, doesn't look right if you try and copy it exactly like it. It's hard to explain, but that's the way I feel. I'm going to take a little white, well, quite a bit of white, and then add a little bit of just a hint of cobalt blue in it. And I'm going to load my knife up with that color. It's a light blue. I'm coming around to the side here now. I should be able to put this on now. Let me get some more paint. Yeah, see, I like that color better than like bright white. take it all the way up. If you want this branch to look like it's on this side, start down here a little bit. It'll look like the trunks on this side of the trunk. I like knife work. I think I put a little too much down there. That looks pretty good. All right, so we got some kind of a tree there. All right, there we go. And it's not too bright. It's not too bright. That blue kind of toned it down a bit. I want to reshape these bushes a little better so I can highlight them a little easier. There we go, so I can see them a little better. Let's try the stencil brush. You guys got one of these kind of brushes? They're stencil brushes. They're good for highlighting. So I'm gonna make some light bluish color, just like the color of the birch tree, but a little bluer. So I'm gonna add a little blue to that white I just used. It's almost gonna be like a light blue sky color, like a baby blue. And I'll use some of that pale green. Pale green and light blue. Let's try some of that pale green I told you about. It already came mixed down, like pretty light. I'm just stamping the stencil brush into the paint. It might go good with this blue, I'm not sure. Yeah, looks pretty good. I like it. Let's add some blue flowers down here. Maybe a few in here. It's looking pretty good. Guess it's time to put some color on the mountains here. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna use white on the bright side and blue on the shady side. I always try and use a different color. Like if I make this gray over here, and then it doesn't look that good. So I'm just gonna start off with bright white because I can always darken it up later by putting a wash on it. But I'm gonna try and put as little snow as possible and follow the angle of the mountain. Uh, I'll do each peak first with just a little snow starting off to get my mountain separated. Maybe this one's gonna be behind this one. I'll just put a little snow there and a little snow back here. There we go. Wow, that really changed the whole mood. That looks pretty good. I want to have a really light blue on the other side, almost like the color of the tree. Let's see if that looks okay. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. This takes time here because I'm trying to not hit the white, trying to come up right next to it. kind of want this one dark, so I'm going to let it break on this one. Just like that. What do you think of that? Some cool mountains there. Really cool. All right. I don't want to bore you with my mountain work. But there we go. Man, that looks pretty awesome. I really like the way the sky looks with that yellow ochre and burnt umber, man. It looks pretty impressive. You get that, it's a nice contrast with the tree on that color, this tree on there, the mountain. It's looking good. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do a part 2 because I got to go to practice. But doesn't that look good so far? Make sure you come back for part 2 because I'll show you how I do the sky. It's we paint around the trees and it looks pretty cool. We paint around the mountains. And I'm gonna paint all this in here too to get it more vibrant. Okay, that's just still the underpaint out here and here. It's looking good. My first painting of the year. It's gonna have to be a 2-parter, but all right. Thanks for watching. Let me zoom into that mountain. Came out pretty cool. Get that. All right. We'll see you on the next video. Ciao.